Soon the chickens shall come home to roost, as we say. Right now the Strait of Hormuz is shut. When we finish with this program, I'm taking my car to the gas pump, and I'm going to enjoy the last gas pumped at $3.28 a gallon that I will see for some time now. Starting tomorrow, we're going to see the price of gasoline go through the roof, and it will continue to rise as this conflict drags on. Donald Trump, after telling the world how this was going to be a conflict that America was going to sustain for, weeks if necessary, is already talking about negotiations to bring this to. And in typical Trump fashion, he lies, saying that the Iranians have reached out to him. Ali Lajarni is not going to reach out to Donald Trump. Donald Trump attempted to reach out to the Iranians through an Italian proxy and was told to pound sand. Iran is in this for the duration. This is an existential struggle of survival for the Islamic Republic, for the people of Iran. They will not allow this conflict to end in any way that allows Israel and the United States to maintain forces sufficient to reattack Iran down the road. They are seeking the strategic defeat of Israel, the strategic defeat of the United States. You see this with the posture that they have made with the Gulf Arab nations, who have been pounded mercilessly and will continue to be pounded as long as they provide safe haven for the cancer that has infected the Middle East, and that cancer is the presence of the United States. Iran is now the chief oncologist, and they are laying out some very, very harsh chemotherapy to destroy the American cancer. And we're starting to see nations respond. The United Arab Emirates, in response to the Iranian attacks, has called for the removal of forces from the region that are destabilizing. Now, you can't remove Iran because it is the region. So they're talking about now the United States leaving the Middle East. And when this war is done, the United States will have no choice but to leave the Middle East with our tail tucked firmly between our dog legs. But once again, we don't understand the Iranian way of war, because most of the missiles Iran has launched are designed to be intercepted. Most of the missiles Iran's launched are designed to absorb interceptors. Most of the missiles Iran launches are designed to confuse the radar systems of the integrated anti-ballistic missile defense systems. And then Iran comes in with the killer touch at the end and hits the targets they want to hit. So if we evaluate Iran on the totality of the missiles launched, we would say they have about a 33% success rate. If we evaluate them on the missiles that need to hit the targets Iran wants them to hit, the success rate is close to 100%. And these targets are devastating in terms of what they're hitting. They're destroying American radar systems worth hundreds of millions of dollars, in one case, $1.1 billion. By the time they're finished with the United States, the price tag on infrastructure lost will be over $100 billion, $100 billion of American infrastructure that will be destroyed in the Middle East. And the price tag for the Gulf Arab states can go up as equally high if they want to continue this nonsense and pretend that the United States has some sort of legitimate function in the Middle East today. The United States does not. Israel is also paying a very heavy price. One has to be careful about reading what one reads on the internet, because the quality control filter isn't necessarily there. But it appears that the Iranians struck a building, and that building contained Israeli officers who were carrying out a conference about this war. The location of that building had been selected by the Israelis in the morning, meaning that by striking this building and killing the people inside, Iran not only proved that they had the capability to penetrate Israeli air defense at any time. This building was selected because it was supposed to be ringed by sufficient air defense systems. But Iran also showed that they have the ability to collect intelligence information, highly accurate intelligence information about the most sensitive topics in Israel, and respond in a timely fashion, killing the Israelis involved. This, more than anything, scares the Israelis, because they now know they are all literally dead men walking. We might as well get Tom Hanks to go into Tel Aviv and walk down the street and shout it out. Dead man walking, because that is Israel today. Donald Trump is an Israeli first president. Make Israel great again is his calling card. And when we lose this war, and George, I'm here to tell you we have lost this war. This is going to be one of the most humiliating moments in American history when we have to admit we have run out of ammunition and we cannot sustain this fight while Iran continues to pummel Israel, American bases, and American regional allies. Donald Trump will now be compelled to once again lie to the American people about, how he achieved something, but now he's going to withdraw. And he is going to be crushed at the polls at midterms. And when he gets crushed, it's not just that he will lose the House, because he will lose the House. And by losing the House, it means he will be impeached. He will be impeached nonstop. There might be multiple impeachment trials going on. This is how much the Democrats despise this man. But he may lose the Senate, and he may lose the Senate in sufficient numbers that could lead to conviction. This is the end of Donald Trump's political legacy, and he saw it. You saw him, you saw his posture when he gave his speech announcing the beginning of this operation. Donald Trump during the election. I mean, he was running around like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, that man could put in a 14-hour day, travel to 5 different places, finish up with a rally at night, and he was as strong as the day is long. I mean, he's out there doing his stupid YMCA dance. His voice is strong, powerful. Here he goes before the American people announcing this war, which should be the most testosterone-laden event in his life, and he sounded like a defeated man. He sounded like a guy who had just spent $50 on a hooker and couldn't get it up. I apologize for that, but I just don't like Donald Trump, so I'm going to say that. He was a defeated man. He knows he lost. He knows it's over. He knows it's finished because we're not going to win. And it's gradually becoming apparent that Israel lied to him. Israel deceived him. Benjamin Netanyahu used and abused him, and that Marianne Adelson bought him. Donald Trump is the equivalent of a $50 whore who sold America out to a pimp named Marianne Adelson.